Hey, what's going on? Another watch list here for Friday, October 3rd. Really nice day of opportunity out there today. Was D-Fly was the main trade, main winner of the day. Was from the watch list yesterday. Had somebody reach out over at Investors Underground who watches these, and he nailed it as well. He took the idea from the watch list, executed on his own, and had a really nice trade out of it. The way I played it was the opening range highs, set its high day, pulled back, set a higher low, nice little clear up move, and then once we broke the morning highs, I put a position on and risk versus low a day, and then added through the daily breakout there through this 80-cent level that also aligned with the pre-market highs. And that ad was just getting up to 2R off of low a day. So I had about a 74-75 cent average. And because this was now a breakout, not only was it a reversal where we pulled back for a couple days and then started breaking out over these 60s and holding up this morning. It was within shooting distance of those highs. If you recall from the plan, I either wanted to see it break under 53s and roll over or start to build back over 70s and 80s, and that's what we got, was the breakout of the trend. And consolidated, held the breakout level really well. I saw it here in the 90s, contemplated some more dips and moving risk up to the 80s. But if you recall those other breakouts I've played, I moved risk up a bit early and stopped out at arbitrary levels, and it took me out prematurely from the real move. So in this case, those ads would have worked, but I just took the patience approach. Locked some in 103s, 105s, and 108s, and then the rest of it up there at 130s in after hours. Left a little bit on the bone, left a little bit on the table, but all in all, took the meat of the move for sure. Had a really nice entry, 74s, and then was out. I'm not sure what the average was, but up about 10R on this position alone. BENF, I traded all breakouts today. That's what was setting up. BENF was a T+1 idea. Was a bit too straight up off the open for my liking, but I like that it pushed, topped out, and then broke out through that level. So I bought, but risk versus lows was a bit wide. So I put that position on with 1R off a low a day, and was going to add through a high a day break. If this were to start to cup and handle and then re-break through highs, would have been able to move risk up to this dollar level. But it held it long enough throughout the day that I moved risk up to there anyways with the starter position. So I lost about half an hour on that one. Didn't really amount to much. DVLT, I took one loss on this one. This was my main watch from the watch list yesterday. I liked how it topped out right there. My plan was weak opens versus those 120s and then look for those 130s, 140s to build. Unfortunately, I woke up fairly early to see if this was gapping down, maybe take like a 4 a.m. entry, but it was already gapping up super early. So I let it do its thing with the hopes that it was going to pull back closer to the breakout level. It did not. We got a flush off the open. I got swiped a little bit through the opening range highs. It was 152. I got filled 154s. But I was risking on lows. I don't typically like the gapping above the breakout level, but I felt like the daily chart was worthwhile to at least give it an attempt. Broke through lows, so stopped out, pulled back over under the breakout level, and then started to build some higher lows back over. So I rebought back at 150 again. Risk versus lows that now gave a bit of wiggle room under the breakout level. So currently swinging that position. We'll risk these 130s. Ideally, just get a gap up and a run to 2 tomorrow, and we will see. And then Jobby was the only other one. Straight from the watch list as well. Started to bottom, round out, and then flagged. Bought the flag break right. It's probably pretty clear here. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. First time it broke it. Joined that trend right into strength. Risk on low a day and just let that one work. So I will hold this one for multiple days. Huddy had compared this one to Lou, which I think is a fairly good comparison. Where you get this move, pulls back, breaks support, and then starts to flag right around here. And I think this is the day we're at with Jobby right now. So I think that this little perk could lead to a $20 breakout. It's just a matter of being patient and risking versus moving averages. So ideally, it pushes, consolidates up near 20s, and then I'm in the money and can look to add and build into that position, add to a winner. So those are the trades from today. Jeff, Lockdock, what's going on? Traded Clar and BT today. Runner and RR. Yeah, RR has been an in-play name. Clar, no interest for me. And no interest there. Yeah, I have no interest in those names. I did run some scans. I saw Pally. That's fairly interesting to me. Topped out, was a one-day failed runner, but now it's starting to build back, so it could be a transitional day. It topped out below this 180 prior day high, perked through it here in after hours, but the high a day is, yeah, in these 170s, so it didn't break that 180s in regular hours. And then we've got this 190 looking left level. So ideally, same kind of thing as DVLT. I wouldn't want to see it above those 190s in the morning. I would like to see it in like the 170 area, and then be able to join that breakout during regular hours. But this one's definitely a good watch for a T+1 as well as like a multi-week breakout. So I'll keep that one on watch. LPTX starting to extend. Hopefully that one continues higher. BTOG coming off of a big low price base. These kinds of charts have been working pretty well. Like something like NVTS, or not, it was NVNI? That's what it was. NVNI coming around here, it starts to build. That thing got smoked recently. Jeez. Haven't watched that one for a while. But BTOG, it pushed, topped out, and now rounding over, kind of like DFly did, where it perked, rounded out, topped out, and there. So what I would like on BTOG is I don't really like trying to anticipate these moves, so I would short some sort of multi-day run into that dollar level and then look for a re-breakout like DFly. So I will keep that one on watch. Lumen, keeping this one on watch for that 660s break. There is some overhead resistance, so I wouldn't go super crazy size, but I think it might be worth an attempt. Yeah, Zura's still holding up. LAC, this one looks like it might want to go. If you look at like an intra-daily, big frontside move, multi-day pullback, after hours ramp, tops out right at that 750s level multiple times, and now is holding up within shooting distance of those highs. So at 750 level were some price alerts. NUAI in the same pattern as DFly, right over here. Pushed, pulled, consolidated for a couple days, wait for it to choose its direction. Same thing with NUA. Goes on a multi-day run, pulls back, wait for it to choose its direction. Is it going to lose 180s or is it going to break 220s? Ideally, I'd like it to break 220s so I can play a breakout trade on it, but we will see. And then other than that, yeah, so ideally that one just gap up and go. DFly, only trade I would have on it tomorrow would be if it gapped up at least 70%, and I could trade an overextended gap and crap. But I would just prefer for it to run for another day and then play a red trade on it, red day. I think open is probably worth putting back on radar. We've got this huge higher low daily trend that keeps testing right here. And now we've got a 3-day base right on 770, 780, that I think if this takes out that 780 level, I think it could probably start to roll over at least to 7 where prior support was. And if it loses 7, probably down towards 6. But I like that it's got like a multi-month trend in addition to a multi-day trend. If it loses those 770s, I keep that one on watch for a short trade. Buru, that one's up here after hours. We'll put it on watch just as a percent gainer, I guess, but it's got a ton of overhead resistance. Yeah, I think that's probably about it. I like open, fail, follow through. I like Pally through those 180s, 190s. Probably my top 2. And then ideally this gaps and goes and can sell that swing. New A, ideally that one can break through the 220s and start to build for that 250 break. D-Fly, if that gap's up enough to like 180s or 220s, I'd probably short that exhaustion gap. But like I say, I just prefer it to run another day and just continue to go higher. Jobby, we'll continue to manage that and keep it on watch. We'll keep risk on low a day for now until I can sell some. But risking off of low a day. Let me see here. Low a day, 1618. I have a 1677 average. So risking about 60 cents that if this were to run straight up into 20, I'd probably have to start locking some in because I'd be up about $3.50 a share, would be like a 5 or 6 to 1. So I'd have to start locking some into there, move risk to break even, and then possibly add on dips or a new setup for that breakout. So I will keep that one on watch, but plenty on watch going to the end of the week. So let me see here, narrow it down. DVLT, New A, D-Fly, Lack, Jobby, Pally, and Open. Tons on watch. See which way everything's gapping, see if they trigger anything. And yeah, that would be where my focus is. I got the access over at Investors Underground to start posting watch lists over there. It's got the option to do video or to do written. I'm going to do a written one this evening just to test it out and see if I can figure out how to post on there. But I'm thinking I might do public video watch lists on there instead of on YouTube and then post it through my Twitter. So down in the description, I've got a link down below. It's like where to find me or something like that. And I've got my Twitter link there to my profile. So I would encourage you to go follow me there because I might start posting the video watch list on my Twitter via an Investors Underground link. Another app, Investors Underground is a website, investorsunderground.com. It's where I trade live every day. If I got a link for that down in the description as well. It's a chat room. It's a service, a tech service that I use, and a bunch of the guys that I trade with daily are over there. But I've got access to post some content on there now. So I might start posting on there and then just repost it publicly on my Twitter. But I will, if I end up switching it up and hopping off of the YouTube lives and doing the watch list on Twitter live and stuff, I will give a heads up to all the YouTube viewers nonetheless. But I just thought I'd mention it just in case. And yeah. So that's my watch list for this evening. I will keep it short and sweet again. Congrats to anyone who took the D-Fly trade. That was a monster. Risking 8 cents to make up at 160 to make 90 cents. Absolutely insane. So, alrighty, guys. I hope you have a great evening and a great weekend. If I don't see ya, Investors Underground, I'll see you guys over there. And the rest of you, I'll see you on the next list. Take it easy. Peace.